St. Matthew 24, starting at the 4th verse. And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled. All these things must come to pass before the end, and the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. I'm keep reading, but I'm shouting in my spirit because this is so real. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. You shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Amen. Back in January the 14th, we were in prayer meeting. You and I, we're part of a community prayer group every Tuesday morning. And January the 14th, the Lord gave me this vision that weekend. And this January the 14th, 2019, I saw a great crisis as far as I could see for miles, where the nation was in panic. Hundreds of thousands of people that were in the district that I was in, they were in panic and was running toward the ocean. And I'm seeing a few people of the many that were at complete peace. They were prepared. But the thing that overwhelmed me was there was so many that was just in panic, and everybody was rushing to the oceans. Everybody was running to the river, and it was like a nuclear bomb had been released, and we were just waiting for it to hit. And I've seen some things in the past, but the 14th of last month, the Spirit says it was 20 years out in that hour. It's right before us. And when I awakened that morning, I just had no peace in my spirit about what I had seen. Of course, I had no clarity at the time. But the water symbolizes the Spirit. And it is something that is about to happen in this country, and I'm talking worldwide. It's not only the U.S.
No.
We are about to experience one of the greatest tragedies humanity has ever experienced. And we have to be prepared, and in the grace of God. Psalms 90, he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide. That diving into the water, like everybody was just waiting for something to hit so they can dive into the water to be protected from the thing that was about to land.
Yes.
And so I shared it with a few other friends that are Dr. Alvin Miller, who's a former military chaplain. I shared it with him, and he agreed immediately when I shared the vision about the attack that I saw. And so there's something that is coming and is on its way. When I use the title "In the Moment," God is speaking in this moment. And he's, we talk about prophecy is to foretell, is to predict. Prophecy also is God's ability that he gives man to tiptoe over into tomorrow and to see the end product. And that's why I'm here. That's the purpose. That's my only agenda.
On December 31st, 2019, health authorities in Wuhan, China, told the World Health Organization they were treating about 40 cases of mysterious pneumonia.
That COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
The explosive nature in certain places versus others.
But what has brought me here this morning to share, and the reason why I could have not asked a better brother to stand with me today, because we're talking about faith. And today I'm talking about God's response to the corona virus. Because Sunday night, just 4 days ago, I was sleep, and God awakened me, and I had this vision, and I was traveling to Africa, and we landed in Africa, but we had to go from an airplane to a helicopter because we went into a remote area where you could not land a plane. And while being on the helicopter, prior to landing, the pilot took sick and began to regurgitate, vomit all over everybody that was in that helicopter. And so while in the cabin, I recognized everything was saturated with vomit, and it got all over him, my partner, it got over me. And so when we landed, they came in and they took him immediately and they sanitized the helicopter. My friend and I, we went on and stayed in Africa for 2 weeks on vacation, just hanging out, visiting different areas of of Africa. So 2 days later, which was Tuesday night, I'm driving into my driveway and the Spirit cornered me. He says, rethink what I showed you in the vision Sunday night. And I thought it through. I said, I got this virus on me. He says, no, you did not. He says, the experience you had was everything that was supposed to happen for you to be infected happened. But I supernaturally protected you and everybody in that helicopter, because what's happening right now is there is many people already who have been exposed. But I want them to understand that this is going to be a supernatural move of me. He says, those who dwell in the secret place of the Most High are protected. He says, and then I'm going to reveal my glory not only to the saved. He says, I'm going to reveal my glory to the unsaved, because I want to bring my wandering sons and daughters home. He says, so you to take this message to the nation. He says, let them know that I am God.
Amen.
And there's nothing that has happened that has caught me off guard. So, you know, I was sitting there in the car and I began to rejoice and begin to thank God. I'm saying, that is what I saw. He says, I want you to see what happened in that vision with clarity. Everything, you got saturated with the mucus and everything, but I protected you. He says, so I thought about the movie that I went to see 3 weeks ago, The Invisible Man. And the Invisible Man was a guy who was a control freak, and he dominated his wife's life. So she ran away, and then he pretended as if he had killed himself, and they had his funeral, but it was all fake. He goes and put on this invisible suit, and he followed her around. She goes into her closet, and clothes that were one place one day, it's in another place the next day. Then all of a sudden he became more visible, never making a sound. He moved the furniture in front of her, and she began to express what was happening to friends. They thought she had lost her mind. Then he began to pick her up and slam her, jump on her, beat on her. He never said one word. And then after a while, he began to kill people around her. She'd be at the dinner, take the knife and kill someone in the dinner table, and making it appear to be as if she had killed the person, because no one could see the invisible man. So the invisible man suddenly now ends up in a hospital, and he killed multiple people. But one thing the wife knew, she could not see him. She knew his actions, she knew his behavior, she knew his styles, she knew how he operates. And even though she could not see him, she said, I know that he still lives. And she was able to take her ability to study his patterns and behaviors and track him down and identify him. And once they were able to attack and touch him, then he became exposed. And that's just like God. He was once married to Satan. Lucifer was married to him. But after being thrown out of heaven, he's no longer married to Christ. But God knows his movement. He knows his actions. He knows his behavior. He knows his every turn. And I'm saying to you, this coronavirus is like the invisible man. It's attacking people in this place and that place and that place, but God's hand is on this situation. Nothing has captured or caught him off guard. Amen. And what we bring today as ministers of the gospel, a message of hope that God
still specializes. See, in 2 Timothy 1:7 says, for he has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. In other words, sound mind simply means that we have the ability to be in this environment and yet not be fearful, because thou God is with us. Psalms 91 says, he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. The secret place of the Most High is not a place you got to go get into. It is an experience that you step into with God.